out. If you can hear me. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. All right, let's see. Now making my other phone to see if the audio is working. So happy Veterans Day. Thank you to all the veterans who are still living. Thank you for your service. And for those who are no longer here with us. That's one of the greatest sacrifices to make, your life for someone and for a country. So I send my thanks to those who served for this country. Let me see. I'm sorry I appeared distracted. I'm just trying to situate myself because I was not completely prepared, but I am earlier than I typically am. Let's see. Just want to check. See, I'm sorry I appeared distracted. Okay, perfect. Just trying to situate myself because I was not completely all right. But I am earlier. Let's see. Okay, let me get out of that. All right, and I'm gonna give myself a like because I like myself. I hope you like yourself too. Okay. Let's see what comes out. I have the tarot. I brought tarot with me today. I have my oracle cards. I have the Dead Inside deck. I also have the Unspoken Truth deck. So we could do love. We could do a little bit of Dead Inside deck, which is, it says dark, real, and hilarious. And yeah, darkly funny deck for spiritually exhausted people. I have some tarot as well. Last night I did a live and I didn't, I didn't clarify the cards with tarot, but I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel the need to. I didn't feel the call for it. Okay, let's see. What do I feel called to use? Okay, let's go into this stuff. So I'm back at work. And I took a short vacation, but like when I'm by myself, I tend to do that. Well, maybe if I do like an itinerary vacation where it's like with a group of people, one that has like set destinations, I might end up doing longer travel, maybe like 10 days or something. The first card that we have is Thought It Was a Vibe, Red Flags, Fantasy, False Hope. So, wow, this was like being in a dumpster that's on fire, a dumpster fire, like whatever some of you may be dealing with. It's like a dumpster fire of a relationship, because you see he's holding a heart balloon. So I'm assuming this is a love situation, 3-3, as I'm saying that. Okay. One card flipped. Manifesting sleep, spiritual fatigue, wishful thinking, burnout, nap. Okay, that may be totally unrelated. Thought it was a vibe. Sometimes that happens to me. It's like you kind of have hope for a situation, and then it ends up just being false hope. It was like there was nothing to be hopeful for, and this could fall under disillusionment, false illusions, falling under false illusions, false pretenses, creating these scenarios that aren't even true or may not even happen, So it's like, I feel like it's like hope for the best, but expect the worst type of thing. It's like, yay, I love this, even though this totally sucks, And then convincing yourself it's fine, Like maybe you're like experiencing something where you're like, yay, this is the way it is. I'm loving this. And it's like this disillusionment, this gaslighting, this lying to yourself about a situation. And like ignoring the red flags. you know, trying to find peace and zen in a situation that is clearly going down in flames. Because with this convincing yourself it's fine, it's like, yeah, maybe there could be some, like maybe you're going through a situation where you're like, oh, this is okay, it's okay, you know, and we're going to take this completely out of the words. We're just going to go by what's going on. It's like, maybe in some ways you're trying to convince yourself that everything is okay. It's not as bad as it seems when it actually is. And this is a roller coaster. This is a dumpster that you definitely need to save yourself from, because all you're going to do is end up roasting your ass. Your ass is going to get roasted in this situation, you know? And it could be in any situation. It doesn't have to be a love situation, because sometimes we could be in environments around people where it's like, it's just not the best situation for us. It's not conducive to our betterment. It's not conducive to our holistic health. It's not conducive to our evolution, our growth, ascension, right? But then it's like you're still, I mean, the way I also like to look at this too is that sometimes, this is weird. You know, sometimes we could put ourselves in certain situations because we're trying to learn how to find peace. And maybe we are in situations where we're trying to find peace amongst the chaos. Like there's so much chaos going on around you that's within your control and beyond your control. But it's just a matter of you learning how to maintain some sort of equilibrium, staying grounded, not being fazed by it. You know, but you could do that to a point where you're putting yourself in situations where you're getting hurt. You're going to get burned. You know, you play with fire, you're going to get burned. So that could be that type of situation with you, where you may be like trying to find peace in a situation, trying to be okay with the status quo, but in turn, you're whatever this is going to go down in flames, you know? But like I said, it could go both ways. It could go down in flames, or it's just a matter of you like learning how to find peace amongst the chaos, you know? Not letting all the fires around you that are going off around you impact you. So it could be on both spectrums, where this is self-destructive or this is you developing an ability to ground yourself. An ability to be able to maintain a stoic demeanor despite anything that may be trying to test you in some way, you know? It could be a spiritual test, like literally from the spirits, from the guides, from the universe, right? Or it could just be you trying to learn how to maintain like this Zen inner world despite Hades going off around you, you know, like hell going off around you. Maybe with the overstimulated in public, it could be that like you could be in situations where it's just too much for you, but then it's like it's too much. There's too much noise. There's too much stimulation. It could be visual, audio. It could be sensorial. Like maybe you're on a spectrum. It could be that. But whenever you're like in this type of environment where it's just like I said, I keep saying chaos. So some of you may be experiencing some sort of chaos around you. Like things are going off, things are going wrong, it's just like so much around you. And some of it is not even you. It's just the environment itself. And you're like just a bystander, you know, but it's like you're trying some way to find a way to find peace amongst this, you know, not let everything get to you. You know, we're maintaining that stoic demeanor. That's the first message. So I'm going to leave the cards there because sometimes these cards relate to what's coming up in the future. All right. So these are not the right cards to use. You know what? Let's clarify these cards too. You know, let's see what messages come out with tarot. My first time doing that with this particular deck. Okay. So if the messages resonate with you so far, please like this reading, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to Artemis Oracle. My name is Tan. Thank you for returning. If you're a returning viewer, if you're a subscriber, and if you're new, welcome. I do tarot and oracle readings and add sometimes a little bit of preachy advice. And know that I either speak from experience or I'm in the process of learning myself. So I am no better than you and you're no better than me. We're just people trying to get our shit together and make the best of what life we have left. And hopefully we all have long lives ahead of us. And we have many good things to look forward to. Okay. That card didn't come out. That came out. It was Eight of Pentacles, but I wasn't ready. So just so you know, I'm a Scorpio. It's a personality trait as well. Okay, let's see. You can let me know in the comments what your sign is. You know what's interesting? I want to know, what sign do you hate? Like, people have signs that they hate, like because you experienced. It's like white people when they have a bad experience with Black people and they say all Black people are bad, or when vice versa. Oh, and I could just imagine somebody putting that out there. Disclaimer, if you hear that, I'm just using that as an example. Sometimes we have situations with certain signs and then we say all those signs are the same. They're all bad. Like, some people don't like Scorpios, but there's different types of Scorpios. There's some that are uninvolved. They're very rough. I wanted to say ragged, but just think they're like, they're unevolved, I'm not saying that I'm better than those Scorpios. I mean, I have some parts of me that still are in need of growth and improvement and evolution. But I'm curious to know. I don't have any issues with any specific signs, It's just people. If I don't like, if there's something about you that I don't like, I don't want to interact with you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't even want to look at you. For me, it's like, you do me wrong, then you're dead to me. I already had your funeral. We did the cremation ceremony. You're gone. And then I get to decide to pull out the Judgment card and see if you're going to be resurrected in my life, Okay, let's see. But I'm curious to know if there's any signs you don't like or signs you do like. You do or don't like. I don't have any issues with specific signs. Okay, so let's see what Thought It Was a Vibe is about. Thought It Was a Vibe. Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so some of you are in this independent energy. I need to clarify that more. So some of you may be feeling abundant, maybe feeling beautiful, maybe feeling good about yourself, feeling like you have everything you need. But what is this? Thought It Was a Vibe. Maybe some of you felt like you met somebody like that was in this Nine of Pentacles energy. That's someone who's single. It seems to have their life together. There's somebody that you may have connected with. But let's further clarify. What is this Nine of Pentacles with Thought It Was a Vibe? Page of Swords. So it's like the more time you spend with this person, you start to observe certain things. You start saying things. Three of Wands. Three of Wands is more like it's about thinking about the future and future actions. So maybe, tell me more. Two cards came out. Nine of Wands. Oh, I feel like some of you are saying like, all right, Thought It Was a Vibe. All right, if this is a thing that where you met somebody, but then there was certain red flags that were coming up and that you thought that there was like hope for something to happen with this particular person. But as you spent more time with them and you started to get to know them, you started to see things that made you start to think about the future, the long haul, and possibly what can happen with this person. But you're saying that this person may possibly be more of a burden, maybe a liability to you. If you identify as being in Nine of Pentacles energy, then you may feel like that whoever this person you thought it was a vibe with may be more a liability to you and your stability and maybe you're considering that it's time to move on, time to move away from this energy, That's what I'm getting from this. Yeah, you want to move away from this situation because it seems like There's a lot of burdens. This, oh, you know what? No, 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 no. Burdens. Okay, I'm gonna stick with that because I thought this was but Nine of Wands is somebody who has been gone through a lot of stuff, but it's like maybe this stuff that they've gone through is kind of impacting the relationship or the lack thereof a relationship. If you know, if you're seeing that there was false hope, you know, everything was a fantasy. Maybe this person presented themselves to be a certain way, but then as you spent more time with them, things were starting to be revealed. You started to observe more things about the person that had you thinking about the long haul, thinking about the future. You know, you see this? He's looking like you're maybe considering whether this person was somebody that you could have a future with, but you're realizing that this person is more wounded and more wounded than you anticipated, and it will be a burden for you to continue on with this interaction. You know, you probably tried to make the best of the situation, you know, and thought that it was just something that you like could go through, like it's a phase or something. Like you would just go through a rough patch with this person, but it's possibly like this rough patch is this person's lifestyle. It could be that, you know. The only reason why I'm mentioning love is because of the hearts all over the card. You see a heart balloon, you see this heart over here, and then you see this heart down there. Red, 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 red. You know, it like whatever this was, you want it was red flags and stuff. It probably was fun. You probably were having fun in it. And some people do like drama, you know? But then it's like, okay, this is a little too much. I'm a little over it now. Yeah, I'm ready to jump off this roller coaster. Okay. So what is this manifesting sleep? Spiritual fatigue, wishful thinking, burnout nap. See, the Sagittarius card came out. We're heading into Sagittarius season in a few weeks. You saw that, right? You saw those cards fly out. So we have the Five of Swords. So that means there's going to be some sort of end of conflict. Then we have the King of Wands, which is fire sign energy, which includes Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. Then we have the Queen of Cups, which is water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and then a card fell. Oh, we have Six of Swords. All right, with the manifesting sleep, spiritual fatigue, wishful thinking, burnout nap. This card is kind of sticking out. I want to look at it. Wheel of Fortune. There's going to be some sort of change happening. Since it was in the upright, that's a good thing. We have the Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, which has to do with being generous, sharing, giving to those who, it's like equal reciprocity. You give and you take, but it's equal. You know, because if you look at the card, you see there's an infinity, you know. So it's reciprocity. You give what you get what you give. You know, but then we also have the Judgment card underneath that. So this is about making a final decision, a judgment call. It could be about something being revived or something ending. But with this, it's like there may be some sort of conflict that where you're trying to find a way of healing, of finding moderation, trying to moderate something. Possibly, like I was mentioning earlier in the reading, like you're trying to find a way to maintain inner peace despite the chaos that's maybe taking place around you, right? But then it's like you're able to not allow conflict to impact you emotionally, mentally, you know? And it's you, like you're rising above a situation and knowing when to assert your power, with the King of Wands showing up, knowing when to act, when to take action, and when to kind of fall back, when to be brave, or, you know, like be brave. Bravery could be anything. This could be just you confronting something or you being able to walk away from something. But I feel like it's like an integration where you're trying to learn how to stand in your own power, right? And also maintain that, like we see It's like the equilibrium. We have a feminine and a masculine energy, so it's about balancing both aspects of yourself, but also learning how to temper your emotions, even your anger. Because we have in the Temperance card, you see this is storm. That could be an inner storm that's going on within the person. So it's a matter of like channeling that energy towards something that's more productive, where you can create, that you can build something with, right? But then it's also about maintaining like being able to find peace, right? Emotional peace, not allow things to anger you or to kind of get you to act out in a way that can be destructive, you know? Because fire can burn, but it also can purify, right? But the Six of Swords, and then it's like indicating that it's like you're walking away or moving away from something, moving away from conflict, because we did have the Five of Swords in reverse, right? So it's like whatever conflict this is ending because you're going towards peace. You're not allowing the past to continue to dictate. Maybe in the past you acted out rashly. You may have acted out in a way where you possibly hurt people, because I can imagine the King of Wands just like taking his wand and just zapping people with it, like lasers, like roasting people. But it's like a matter of you learning how to maintain like emotional and mental peace. And like I said, maintain a stoic demeanor, not allow your emotions to get the better of you, and being able to move away from situations that possibly have caused you to act out in ways that you no longer resonate with, and with that being able to channel that energy, channel that those negative emotions. No, they're not negative, like they serve a purpose. They're not the greatest emotions, but they do teach you something. They teach you what you don't like, what you don't appreciate, what needs to change, and and what you won't accept, because emotions are teachers to us if we pay attention to them. But once you start to gain like some control over that and know how to maintain a level of peace, you're going to see things are going to be changing, and they're going to be positive changing, And we did notice, like, we have the King of Wands and then we have fire, and fire is learning how to kind of control those flames, control the flames. It's funny that I was talking about like maintaining a level of peace, and that's where like temperance is about moderation. It's about alchemy, transformation, transforming the energy and alchemizing it towards something that you do want. It's like transmutation, transmuting the energy, but for your benefit. Okay, so what's this convincing yourself it's fine? What is, oh, well, King of Pentacles, which is Earth sign energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And then we have the Four of Pentacles showing up, which is Earth sign energy. I believe is that Capricorn? No, I think it's Virgo. Capricorn, it's Capricorn. Is it Capricorn? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It's just the Earth sign energy. King of Pentacles with the Four of Pentacles. Oh, it's so funny because we have the Emperor here. It's about control. And the King of Pentacles is someone who's very grounded. They're someone who doesn't allow their emotions to dictate their actions. They're very steady people. And maybe that's something that you're trying to find within yourself. Like, yeah, there could be things going on around you, but it says denial, emotional suppression. But I feel like with that, it's saying that if you are experiencing something and you're just trying to deny whatever emotions you're feeling, like you're trying to like push them down, not to do that. There's a way for you to feel how you feel, but not act out in a way where you are being angry. This is about self-awareness, but also knowing when to take your emotions and ground them. I wanted to check something. Oh, let me see what time it is. It's 32. Okay. Because I'm gonna look up earth sign and emotions. Emotions. Because they tend to be grounded people. And they are emotional. They're human. Earth signs are human, right? We're all human, the experience, but they tend to be more reliable, stable, and emotionally grounded. And they maybe some of you are having a difficult time expressing yourself, so you're suppressing your emotions. So, and that may be what it is with the King of Pentacles. But since this is an upright, it could be that you're learning how to better express yourself, because Taurus, I'm thinking Taurus because Taurus is the King of Pentacles and Taurus is a fixed sign, and kings tend to be fixed signs, right? And Taurus rules the throat, and throat is about communication. It's about expression. So maybe some of you are like trying to find a way to not hold back so much your emotions, and finding a way to express yourself in a way that can be clearly understood. And you're not going to be as expressive as the King of Wands may be, because the King of Wands will be a bit more passionate. No, he will be a lot more passionate about his expression, because he has that fire energy. But with earth sign energy, it's about how to speak whatever it is that you're feeling, whatever you're thinking, but in a way where it's stoic, not where you're, showing emotions, but it's more like you're being able to get your point across without the tears, without the anger, without the rage. It's like being very calm, cool, and collected in your expression. So I think that with the convincing yourself it's fine, denial, emotional suppression, it's a matter of you no longer holding back, but also just being better at communicating your emotions without possible rage, because we did see that. A lot of flames here, a lot of fire with those first two oracle cards. Eight of Cups. So maybe that's something that you may be considering walking away from, walking away from, holding back from not expressing yourself. Or maybe that's something you want to express, that you want to, you're no longer happy with the situation. You've been in denial about a situation. And now it's time for you to speak your piece and walk away. It could be that. It could easily be that. Yeah. Let's see. All right. So that's that with those messages. So whatever you need to express yourself about, I think you should do so. But, like for me, I know I could resonate with that, because it's hard for me to express whatever it is I'm feeling, because I'm not sure if anybody gives a fuck, and you don't want to be wasting your time forming the words to express yourself, and the person's not even listening. They're not paying attention to what you have to say, and even care to listen to what you're saying. People have been disappointing to me in that way a majority of my life, But I've been fortunate to meet people who actually care. So it's interesting that came out. All right. And put these cards away. Now let's go into love. We're going into the revealing, what's this called? What's this called? The unspoken truth deck. Unspoken truth deck. Unspoken truth deck. The card that I saw was the truth isn't always black and white. I'm scared of what we would become. Will we become lovers or enemies? Card flipped. There's something behind your eyes. What are you hiding? I'm scared of what we... And then this card, I keep stepping toward you only to pull away again. If there's a next life, I'd tell you how I feel sooner. And can you still trust? Can you still trust them? I don't know why they put he, she, them. Can you still trust them? Can you still trust them? Can you still trust them? I'm scared of what we would become. Red string of fate. Someone may be wanting to sever ties with something. I'm scared of what we will become. There's something behind your eyes. What are you hiding? I feel like, you know, what I'm getting from it is there's like this push and pull, right? Keep stepping toward you only to pull away again. So I feel like somebody's hiding something. Yeah, because someone's hiding how they truly feel about something. There may be a fear about a commitment, fear of connecting, a fear of what a connection can be. You know, from what I understand about the red string of fate, it's about these two people who are like connected to each other. And it's just like the soulmate connection. But there may be a fear that somebody can be hiding something, right? And that's what's causing like this push-pull dynamic. And it could be a dynamic between the two people, where just like the twin flame runner chaser. I don't like that. That runner chaser shit. I keep stepping toward you only to pull away again. I feel like somebody wants to come forward to express something, but they're not sure if what's going to happen. And if you and this person were to get together, they don't know if you will be lovers or will you turn into enemies. Will you love each other? Like, I don't want to say, like, not everybody believes in forever, you know? Forever is subjective, right? But I feel like maybe this person wants to know if this love is something that will last, or is it something that will eventually like turn into something toxic. Someone is questioning whether they can trust somebody. Can you trust what this person is telling you? Can you trust that this person feels the same about you? Tell me about I'm scared of what we will become. Hi to whoever's watching. I hope you're having a good day. My name is Tan, and I'm your reader. I'm scared of what we would become. 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is about quick action, quick communication, things happening very quickly, maybe out of the blue, unexpectedly. Maybe in this relationship or dynamic, something happened quickly. Something happened very quickly. I'm feeling anxious now. I have no reason to be anxious. 7 of Cups. So yeah, someone's considering what action to take. Like, they're considering the options. They have so many different options, so many different choices. There could be also illusions. Because like I mentioned, there is a fear that, will this be love? Or is this going to be something that turns into, are we going to be lovers or enemies? Will we be lovers, then become enemies? That type of thing. It's like this person is like looking at all the different possibilities, you know? But some things you just can't. You don't know. You don't know. And I mentioned this in a reading yesterday. Sometimes you got to go get to the other side of the gate just to see what happens. You know, you because it's unknown. The Six of Pentacles. It's about generosity, sharing. Let's see. Six of Pentacles. You know, what I'm getting is like sometimes this person may want to like move forward with something, but then something kind of holds them back from doing that. Holds them back from giving into a situation. Okay. I freaking knew the tower was gonna come out. I already knew it because I mentioned unexpected, and then the tower was in my mind. There's something behind your eyes. What are you hiding? We have the tower and the magician. The tower is a shocking event, something that happens unexpectedly. It can knock you off your feet. It can knock you off balance. Towers can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending, you know? I feel like this is going to sound a little crazy, but some of you may have been manifesting something and then it may come up unexpectedly. And say like if you were manifesting somebody or the person was manifesting you, you come out of nowhere. You come out of nowhere and they don't know if they can believe if you are what they want. You know, you are the person that they wanted. The person that they wished for. So meeting you probably like it was unexpected to them. But it was something that they've wanted. Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is about reflection. It's about reflecting on what you've invested in. Also taking stock of what you have, what has grown from what you have invested in. And if it's something that you want to continue adding to, you want to continue contributing to. And it's funny, we have the Six of Pentacles now with the Seven of Pentacles. So it's like the person, I feel like manifested something and now they're seeing the fruits of their labor. Or they're just seeing the fruits of their manifestation. They see that their manifestation has come to fruition. You know, it has come true. But they don't know if this is something that's real. Like, are you the person or are you what they manifested? Because it just happened unexpectedly. I feel like somebody doesn't want to be bamboozled, you know? So that's why there's this question of, what are you hiding? You know, okay, you seem to be like something I want. You seem to be just someone I want, but what is like the... You know, when something seems too good to be true, you're like, yeah, like, it's like someone being like completely gorgeous, but then they have like a hairy wart or something like... or weird birthmark somewhere, or like a third nipple. I don't know, I'm thinking about Friends right now with Chandler, his third nipple. So it could be something like, yeah, you seem too good to be true, but what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You know, like, what are you hiding from me? Now, I keep stepping toward you only to pull away again. What's this about? That card, why are these fucking cards falling? Jeez. Okay. Let me see what time. 2:46, okay. Temperance. So that's, you see, it's day and night. Day and night. Oh, Six of Cups, which is like soulmate energy. It could be nostalgia. It could be even past life, or even when you were younger, someone you know when you were younger, right? And then Five of Cups. You know what I think it is too? It's like, I feel like this person is afraid of something from the past repeating itself again, you know? Because they've experienced some disappointment in the past, and they don't want to experience that again. I think someone's trying not to let the past affect their present moment. Because I feel like this person wants to move towards you, but then they keep pulling back because there's that fear. Like, are you exactly what I want? Are you real? You know, what are you hiding from me? Like, and then we have the Nine of Cups, like wish fulfillment. That's what Nine of Cups is. Like, are you my wish come true? With the Empress underneath. That's interesting. Are you someone that I can create with? Are you someone I could build with? Are you someone I can have a family with? But then we have the card, if there's a next life, I tell you how I feel sooner. So, like, to me, this is indicating that, like, there could be some sort of separation. Like, maybe this person is so hung up on things in the past that they cannot imagine that they can be with you, that you can have a future together, right? But if there's a next life, I tell you how I feel sooner. It's like, this person may not be able to, like, in whatever circumstances they're experiencing now, they can't see the forest through the trees. I hope I'm saying that right. It's like if you look at the card itself, you know, so when you go back to the Seven of Cups, the illusions, the disillusionment, the confusion they may be experiencing. And it's like, wow, you know, maybe this person doesn't have the balls, or they're not brave enough to come forward. So they're like, oh, I guess I'll wait another lifetime for this shit to happen. You know, or maybe not this, it doesn't have to be a next life. We don't have to say like literally like it's another life, like you could be reincarnated again, allow that. But could it be just another opportunity? If they get the opportunity. If I get the opportunity to tell you how I feel, I will tell you how I feel, you know? But then we have the Knight of Pentacles with the Judgment card. It could be something that this person is considering doing, you know? Should they continue moving away from the situation? Like, should they consider like drawing up a plan to come forward, to express themselves? Like, this is something that they're considering. This is something that they're trying to decide. It's a decision that they're making. And it could close out a cycle towards something, because the Judgment is before the world. And maybe it's either going to be an end of no longer like this pulling away, is going to be an end of the pulling away, or it's just this person's just going to decide not to come back. You know, they could either be coming forward, expressing themselves, telling you how they feel when they have the opportunity, if they have the gumption to do so, or they may just like cut their losses and move on. That could even be you, you know? I said the world card came out. So you're going to decide whether or not you want to end this cycle. And the ending could be anything. It could be you or this person, take it as it resonates. It could be either or, you know. There's a decision that's going to be made that's going to be ending a cycle. And it could be ending a cycle of telling you how they feel or just not telling you at all. It could go either way. And it has to do with trust. And the Nine of Cups came out again. It's about wish fulfillment. Is the Emperor still underneath? No, it's with Three of Cups and the Devil. I mean, if the person is like, has options and stuff, maybe, you know how some people like tend to stick with people who are a little bit easier to deal with because, you know, they don't give them trouble. And the thought of being with you, it's a lot more work than anything that I've experienced in the past. It could be something like that. I'm feeling really weird. Ooh. Oh, card flipped. Ace of Wands. We have the World. This is about a new beginning. This could be a passionate new beginning. Something, a spark being ignited or reignited. You know what? Let me look at this card. Because I see there's two candles, but one of them doesn't have a flame. So the Ace of Wands, it could be like someone either deciding to either reconnect, like reignite the flame, or just extinguish it. I feel like someone wants to light that flame. I think that somebody does want to try again. Somebody wants to come forward. Someone doesn't want this to end. They want to continue giving into giving in, continue being generous, continuing loving, giving passion, you know. What's the Ace of Wands? Let's see what comes out, though. Talk about the Ace of Wands. Page of Pentacles. Someone's considering coming forward with a message. It could be a gift, a small gift, possibly wanting to. It's a small gesture because it is a page, and it could be a message. Someone may be expressing something, and maybe it could be a gift, small token. What else? Oh, the sun. The sun came out. I think somebody's realizing that, because the sun is about realization, it's about things being illuminated. It's about happiness. Somebody is realizing that you light their flame, you ignite them in some way. And possibly the thought of it not being with you is something that it does something to them. And it does something where it's like you, in a way, are the flame that, you're basically like an inspiration to them in some way. And the thought of you not being around could possibly I'm feeling like inside, I feel tingly and like a little bit anxious too, because I feel like this person sees you as their happiness, I think that, like, whenever I look at this, it looks like somebody who lays in bed and is like doing that. I just thought about this right now. How people, he loves me not. There could be that. This person could be doing that. And they may be questioning, do you really love them? Should they give into the situation? Should they be generous? Should they share? Should they move towards you? Could they have a happy ending with you? Can you have a good life together? Can you be happy together? They have hope that you can be lovers, not enemies. Be that too. The Queen of Pentacles. We had the King come out, right? Didn't we have the King of Pentacles? Oh, that was earlier in the reading. We don't have any. So we have a Queen. This person sees you as someone who's grounded, who's loving, who's creative and nurturing. I say creative because she's painting right now. So you may be someone who is creative, nurturing. You pay attention to details. That person may possibly think about you in that way. They see you as someone that they can value, someone that they can grow with, someone that they can build with. And someone, look, oh my gosh, I just saw the Five of Swords came out in reverse, and that was early in the other reading. So someone that they don't have conflict with, someone that they're not, maybe they're not no longer having conflict, they're conflicting feelings or conflicting thoughts about your connection, right? And I mentioned someone you could build with. An Empress is someone that you could build with, But they also feel some sort of connection, some sort of bond to you. And this relationship, and I meant like the Queen of Pentacles, look at the King of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. This person, you and them are, because the Page of Wands is someone who's playful, fun, curious. So this person is curious about you, but they're curious about what they can have with you. But they feel a bond, and they may fear, like I mentioned earlier, that, like, are you hiding anything? Are you hiding anything that's toxic? But it's like, I'm not hiding anything. I'm showing you exactly who I am. Like, look, take your blinders off. What you see is what you get with me. We could build, we can grow, we could do something good together. But it's just a matter of, are you going to let whatever experiences you have in the past blind you from what we could possibly have? Or are you just going to take the leap of faith with me? We didn't see the full card. Yeah, are you going to let your thoughts trap you, your fears trap you? But then underneath the count, I'm going to say them. Can you still trust them? If there was something about trust, maybe this is a reuniting. where there may have been a question of whether you can trust somebody. But it says these seemingly coincidental events are actually prearranged. So you may be seeing a lot of synchronicities when you're with this person, or maybe you and them are like kind of colliding in a way. Like you keep meeting up with each other. You may be seeing each other like in what seems like inopportune times, but it's like it's meant to happen. And it could be someone that's new, that is interested in you, who may see you as a manifestation of what they want, but there's that concern, like, are you exactly what I wish for, or is there something that you're hiding? You know, I've been disappointed in the past, and I don't want to experience that again because it's painful, you know? But this, you or them may be feeling like this is an unexpected wish come true, because we did see the 9 of Cups coming out again. And I feel like this person, they need the time to really figure out what exactly they want, and if they're willing to take the risk. You know, are they going to come forward and express themselves? That's up to them. We don't know. It's up to them. It's all up to them. So we saw Judgment, we saw Temperance, we saw the Empress. So that's Taurus, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. We didn't see that many major arcana. We saw the Tower, that's Scorpio again, Scorpio and Aries. We saw the King of Wands. We saw the King of, no, we didn't see the King of Wands. We saw the King of Pentacles, the Earth sign energy. And we did see the Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign. So it could be that. It could be any sign, you know? So I hope this reading was helpful to anyone who watches the replay and whoever watched while I was reading. And I hope you all have a wonderful day wherever you are. Take care. Bye.